Open-ended
Close-ended
question, close-ended question.
Right.
Close-ended question.
So we are discussing open-ended questions. And closed-ended questions. Correct? So open-ended questions and closed-ended questions. So what exactly mean by open-ended questions and what exactly mean by closed-ended questions? So first, let us talk about open-ended questions. Then after we will go for closed-ended questions. So what is mean by open-ended questions?
Answers are differ. Open-ended.
Right? So all WH questions are nothing but open-ended questions. Right? Any different answer for
Yeah.
this?
No, same answer. WH question.
There should be a scope. There should be a scope for speaking or answering.
Yeah.
Right? There should be a scope for speaking or answering. Great. So what are the WH questions we discussed so far? What, why, where, when, which, how, whose,
Whom?
whom. Anything else? Anything else?
When?
Who?
Right. Great. So who? So these are the WH questions we discussed so far in our last class, right? So we discussed how to frame the examples. I mean, how to frame the questions by using all these question words, and we practiced on the same WH questions. Correct?
Yeah.
Right. So now, what is meant by closed-ended questions? What is meant by closed-ended questions?
Yes or no in one word.
Right. Yes or no questions are also known as closed-ended questions. What exactly mean by closed-ended questions?
The answer is in one word.
Right.
No scope for
Where
speaking
there
more.
is no
There is no
scope for speaking. Except choosing answer. Correct? So where there is no scope for speaking and except choosing a given answer. So they'll give either yes or no, right or wrong, true or false. So these are the options they will give. So whatever the options they have given, we just need to pick up only one of those options. But we haven't given any scope or extra space or extra room for speaking to give our own answer. So those questions, they already packed with answers. That's why we are calling them closed-ended questions. Right. So all yes or no questions simply can call as
Close it.
closed-ended questions. Correct? So now, how to frame the closed-ended questions? So what are the things we need to keep in mind while framing the closed-ended questions? That's what we are going to practice today. closed-ended questions. So first, let me give you few statements. Then after I'll tell you how to change them, how to convert them from statement to the questioning format. He speaks English. He speaks good English. Okay, so here I have given 4 examples with same subject, same verb, a little bit modifications. So sentence to sentence, I just added few words. Correct? Correct? Say yes or no.
Yeah.
Right. So these are all sentences. Are you agree with me?
Yeah.
Why? Why these are all sentences? How can you say that these are all sentences?
Sorry.
How can you consider these are all sentences? How can you say that these are all sentences? So now just remember what is meant by sentence. So our first
Why?
class.
Group of words.
Mhm.
Group of words with complete meaning.
Group of words with complete meaning is known
Complete
as
meaning.
sentence. Great. So what are the parts of sentence? Sorry, what are the parts of sentence? What are the parts of sentence?
Object, verb,
Object, verb. So I think you all forgot that. Have you remembered our first class?
Why we? Because we get meaning.
Part 1. Part 2.
3.
Part 3. This is what the first class we discussed.
Yeah.
So level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 questions. Have you remembered that concept?
Yeah.
Right. So this is level 2 question. How many parts are there in a sentence?
3 parts.
Have you remembered the story? So on the day, on the first day, when we discussed, a small story about how to walk, how to fly.
Yeah.
Remember the story? So that day I asked you all to give one thing to me. Have you remembered the concept? What did I ask that day? I need your 100%. Bul gaya. Right. So I need your 100%
300%.
attention, 100% participation.
Yeah.
एक बार our Guruji को याद रख.
Yeah.
He used to say only one slogan that give your 100%,
100.
whatever it may be. Give your 100%. Right? So day one,
Yeah.
forgot. Day two, forgot. I don't know whether you
No.
remember even yesterday's class.
Me day to know.
Right. So try to remember. There are two parts in the sentence.
Subject and predicate.
How many? Exactly. Someone is murmuring.
Subject and predicates.
Right. Thank God. So what are the two parts? Subject and
Subject and
Predicate.
predicate.
And predicate.
Great. So subject and predicate. Right. So here, why we are talking about again the past concept? It's already completed. Why we are talking about that? Already subject and predicate concept completed. We discussed that. Right.
We have to understand close-ended question.
Exactly. If you want to understand a closed-ended concept, you need to remember the past class, right? So now I'm going to tell you one secret. If you absent for any class, definitely you feel bad about that in the next class, in the further classes, because this class is going to connected. It is going to be connected either ways. Either direct or indirect way, it is going to directly connect to any one of other topics. So every day, every class, every minute is very important.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So subject and predicate.
Predicate.
What is the connection between the subject and predicate with closed-ended questions? Right? So here, what is the subject? Gopalji, what is the subject here in these examples? Subject. So what is the subject? Gopalji,
Gopalji.
what is subject? So you just look at the examples and then tell me what is subject here. What is subject? Gopalji, your voice is not audible.
Gopalji.
No, your voice is not coming. Do one thing, just disconnect and connect your speakers, headphones.
Hello.
Yeah, Gopalji,
Yeah.
now audible. Correct. Yeah,
Now
tell me.
audible.
The sentences is he subject
Right. Enough. Right.
uh,
Enough. So here he is the subject. Right. So what is the predicate then? Predicate.
Rest of the sentence.
English is predicate.
Speaks plus rest of the
Rest of the sentence.
sentence. So simply we can say
English.
verb plus rest of the sentence. Right. So here, if you want to understand the concept of closed-ended questions, you need to remember the subject and the predicate part. Predicate in the sense, you need to observe what is subject. You need to observe what is the main verb. Okay, you need to identify what is the main verb. If you are able to identify the main verb, then your job, nearly 70% of your job completed, right? Then after you need to identify one more thing and then just replace it. Then your job completes. Correct?
Yeah.
So now, I said in our previous class, whenever we are talking about verb, means
It's the bridge.
it's a bridge. Anything else? It's already included do form,
Yes.
right? Or be forms.
B form.
Be
Yes.
forms or do forms or have forms. Okay, whenever we are talking about a verb in the sense, simply we can say be forms already included. So most preferably do forms will be there in the verb always. Verb means verb plus do. Okay, don't get confused. Rest of the things, just forget about all these things. Just forget about all these things. Mostly, if you are talking about a verb in the sense, verb plus do. Okay, right. So
Yes.
now, so here try to divide the sentence. So what is the subject first? He.
He
Right. What is the verb?
speaks.
Speaks.
Yes. What is the object?
English.
English.
Right. He plus
English.
speaks plus English.
English.
Now focus on verb. So what is the actual verb here? Speak,
Speak.
spoke,
Spoken.
spoken. It's not spoken, it's spoken. Speak,
Spoken.
spoke, spoken. Yes. V1, V2, V3. Okay. V1, V2, V3. Speak, spoke, spoken.
Spoken. Spoken.
Spoken.
Spoken.
Yes. Right.
Spoken.
So here if you observe, it is speak, it is spoke, and it is spoken. Right.
Okay.
But how come it has yes in that verb? So here there is an extra letter, right? Right. So from where
Yeah.
this extra letter has came there?
Third person.
Yes.
Singular third.
Someone
Singular
is
third
speaking.
person.
Someone is speaking, but I'm not able to hear them. Speak a little louder. Kavita ma'am.
SS.
Singular third person.
Right. Very good. So third person, singular,
Singular.
that too present tense. Right. So whenever we are talking about third person singular in the present tense, verb takes yes or es to the main verb. Okay. So whenever you are talking about third person singular, that in the present tense, Verb takes yes or yes to the main verb. To the main verb, not to the helping verb. Right? We will add s or es to the main verb. Right. So he belongs to third person. He belongs to third person.
Third.
Correct? So it is third person singular. So we just added s here. Got it?
Okay.
So now
Yeah.
we need to understand he speaks means here already do form. Right? So now how can you change this? So we need to change it. All right, I'll write here. So he plus. So whenever you are talking about verb in the sense, do form is already there. Correct? So do plus English. So this is the actual format. He plus do plus speak plus yes plus English. He speaks English. So this is the structure actually. Okay, this is the format you need to understand. Okay. So now what we are going to do is, if you want to frame a question from the sentences, you need to understand the helping verb is very important. What is very important?
Helping verb.
Helping verb is very important in framing yes or no questions. So now what we are going to do is, we are just replacing helping verb and subject. Helping verb and subject, we are just replacing, exchanging their places. Okay. So if you exchange the place, what comes first? Do plus he plus speak plus yes
S.
plus
English.
English. So this is what this is actual formation. Okay. So what we are talking about third person singular. Okay. So whenever we are talking about third person singular, the words are the letters. Whatever the words are letters, yes or es. These are the two words we are talking about, correct?
Yeah.
Yes or to
Yes.
you. Right. So these words will be added to the helping verb. So here we will add to the main verb, but when it comes to the questioning, we will add to the helping verb. Yes or es to the helping verb. So what would be the question?
Does he speak English?
Very good. Does he speak English? హలో లేదా మీకు ఫోన్ చేస్తుంది మీ మార్నింగ్ వీడియో వచ్చింది రేపు మార్నింగ్ వస్తామని చెప్తున్నారు రేపు మార్నింగ్ వస్తారా ఖచ్చితంగా
We can talk with each other.
No need, I'm here.
Okay. Welcome.
I'll come back.
Right. So here he speak English. Right? So we just frame, does he speak English?
Speak English.
Right? So it is a question. So what we need to do is we just need to add question mark. Okay, we just need to exchange the helping verb, and if it has any yes or yes forms to the main verb, it just need to add to the helping verb. And then at the end, you just need to add question mark. Only 3 changes, 3 modifications. Right? So let me give you one more example. Right. He is speaking English. Okay. So it's not simple present tense. It's present continuous. Correct? So in the present continuous, we don't need to bother about the helping verbs, taking out the do forms and all, because already helping verb is there. Okay. So in that case, what is the subject here? He. What is the helping verb?
Is.
So now just replace them.
Is he speaking English?
Right. So is he speaking English? So what is the last modification we need to add to this?
Question mark.
Exactly. Is he speaking English? Understood? We just replace
Yes.
the subject with helping verb. Okay. We are just replacing subject with helping verb. If it is simple present tense, we are just taking out the S or yes to the helping verb. And at the end, we are just adding question mark. Only 3 modifications. Right? Now, one more example. They are listening to music. Right? They are listening to music. So, same pattern.
Are they? Are they?
Exactly. Right? Were they?
Listening.
Are they listening to music? Listening to
Right.
music?
Were they listening to music?
Question mark.
Questioning. Were they listening to music?
Yeah.
Right? Next. We are playing a game. Right? Question.
Are we playing a game? Are we playing a game?
Exactly. Why so many doubts? Be confident.
I don't have doubt.
But why getting a lot of people have a lot of doubts?
No doubt. I am giving a chance to Kavita to speak English.
Wow, great, great. So nice quality. So offering a chance to others is also very good leadership qualities. Right. So now,
He will
we'll
speak.
speak English. So what would be the question? Same.
Will
Speak
he
English.
speaking?
Exactly. Will he?
Speak English?
Exactly. Will he speak English?
Question mark.
They are students.
Are they students?
Right?
Are they students? Are they students?
Or they're students?
Are they students? Are they students?
Or they're students, not students, students.
Students.
Right? Nice background music.
Pots are falling.
Right. Great.
Utensils.
Sir, you said what we call, what we speak for the,
Students.
Ut-
how
Student.
we explain that बर्तन सब गिर रहे हैं उनके यहाँ के.
Utensils are falling.
Yeah. Right. So, right.
Are falling is right word, falling.
Yeah, falling.
Yeah, present continuous tense na. It process is going on.
No,
So
no,
process,
I
if the
am
process
about
is going on, falling down, if already fell, it's already completed the action, then fell. Fall, falling, fell.
Falling on.
Right.
Not complete. Not complete. There are space.
Present continuous tense. Sir.
Right, right.
Work in progress.
Great. So next. We have seen you there. We have seen you there.
Have we seen you there?
Have we?
Have you
seen
seen
you there?
Have we seen you there?
Yes. Have you seen you there?
Yeah.
Right. So, have we seen you there? Right. Understood the concept? How to change from one type to another type?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So here, just you need to remember only 3 points. First point is focus on the subject and helping verb. Second point, replace them, subject and helping verb. If it is simple present tense, then try to add s or es, which is already there in the main verb. Try to add to the helping verb. Next, third point, try to add the question mark. Only 3 points.
Yeah.
We don't need to bother more than that. Only 3 points to change from one positive statement to the interrogative. Understood? This is the way how you're supposed to create yes or no questions or closed-ended questions. Right? If you speak English, yes or
Yes.
no. Right? Will he speak English? Yes or no. Are they students? Yes or no.
No.
Playing a game? Yes or no. Only option.
No.
Right? You don't have given the scope for speaking more. But if it is closed, sorry, if it is open-ended questions, then there will be a lot of space to speak. For example, are you listening to me? Yes or no. But what are you listening? Then you can say, I'm listening to so and so. I'm listening to English class. I'm listening to melody songs. I'm listening to lectures. Or I'm listening to great Guruji words like that. So whatever you wish to say, you can say. When it is open-ended questions, you have the choice to speak. But if it is closed-ended questions, you will be left with only 2 options, yes or no. So you have to pick them up. That's it. Understood the difference? Is it clear so far?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Any doubts?
No.
No doubt.
No.
Right. Right? So we are going to practice yes or no questions. Yes or no questions practice. Right. So I'll give you only the helping verb. You need to make the question. For example, is. Right? So I'll give you only the helping verb. You need to make a sentence. For example, is he? Is he listening to my class? Okay, so then you can add anything. So whatever the words you'll be able to identify with is, you can write down all these things. You can give the examples, right? Understood the
Is
concept? So
yes.
first, yeah, first give me a moment.
Is she?
Right? So I, we, you, he, she, it, they. So these are the subjects or pronouns we generally use, right? So now what you are going to do is try to use these words to frame the sentences, right? So I'll give you be forms, do forms, and have forms also here for your reference. Was, were, right? So these are the be forms, do forms, and have forms. You can use to these pronouns and try to make the questions. So now what you're supposed to do is, so I just have given is here, right? So by using the is, you can add the sentence. You can frame a question. So I just have picked up he. So is he listening to my class? Like that, you can give your own examples. First, start with am. Okay?
Am I right?
Am I right? Very good.
Am I audible?
Very good. Am I audible? Right. So
Am
now
I wrong?
wait a second. Right. So now what we are going to do is, so try to ask two questions to your friend. Just ask them. Then after they'll give the answer, either yes or no. Right. So try to make it as a conversation like. Right. So now who is going to start first?
Myself.
Right.
My question is to Vasudha ma'am.
Yes.
Vasudha ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible to me.
Uh,
The answer is correct, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
did you have your refreshment?
Wait. So
Did
the
you have your refreshment?
wait a second. So the question should be with am. So first complete the whole round with all the people. Then after we can go for the next word. Right. So first complete with am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I take tea now? Am I take tea?
Am I take tea? No, ma'am. It's wrong. So have I or had I?
Have.
Yes. Right. So for example, am I audible? One thing. Am I correct? Am I stupid? Right. So like this, you can use the simple sentences. Okay. So try to use simple words and simple concepts. If you get any doubt, I'll clarify that. No problem. Right. So now, so Kavita ma'am asked to Vasudha ma'am, right?
Yeah.
Right. So now Vasudha ma'am, it's your turn to ask the questions to ask your friends.
Using am?
Yes, using am.
Okay. Am I leave now?
So am I leave?
Can.
No, no.
Can I
Am
leave
I
now?
leave?
Can I leave now? Am I is wrong, no? Can I leave now?
That's
Can
also
I-
wrong. Right? So we are taking the permission, right?
Am I wrong?
May I leave? May I leave?
Yes. Shall I or may I?
Okay.
Right?
Am I right?
Yes, am I correct? Am I right? Correct.
Now, Gopal sir, you ask question.
हाँ
Gopal sir, you ask question using am.
आवाज ठीक से नहीं आ रहा.
You asked me a question using am.
प्रश्न विचारा.
हाँ. Are you ready?
Am.
Am using am.
With am.
Using am. Are with am.
Right. No problem.
Fine, thanks. And you? How do you do? How do you do? Pleased to meet you. How's life? Not too bad. You? What's up? Nothing much. How's it going? Not bad. How have you been lately? Great. How are you feeling? I'm alright. How was your day? Really good. What is your hobby? I like playing sports, especially swimming. Are you happy today? Yes, I am. Can I ask you a few personal questions? Certainly. What's your name? My name's Jacob. Where are you from? I'm from London. Where do you come from? I come from London. What is your surname? Brown. What is your family name? My family name is Brown. What's your first name? My first name is John. What's your address? 13 Oxford Street. Where do you live? I live in England. What's your telephone number? My number is 845-377. What's your email address? You can email me at john@gmail.com. How old are you? 38. How old are you? I'm 38 years old. When and where were you born? I was born in 1974 in Liverpool. Are you single? No, I have a girlfriend. Are you married? No, I'm single. Are you married? Yes, I am married. What's your marital status? I'm married. Do you have a boyfriend? No, I don't. Do you have a girlfriend? Yes, I do.
Right? So